Hey, good morning, everybody. Sorry I'm a few minutes late there. Everybody's doing okay. What's up, Nico? Hey, STR. Thanks for hanging in there, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Ooh, the Nasdaq. What happened yesterday? Holy smokes, huh? Thing decided it didn't want to go up no more and just came down. Um, Wait, give this thing a couple minutes and let some more people come in, maybe, before we start doing the whole technical fundamental analysis. We pull up a couple sites to see what we got going on in terms of news. Looks like we got Michigan consumer sentiment. Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 9. Man, it feels like we got that thing coming out every week. I'm always talking about Michigan consumer sentiment, it feels like. Is time going by that fast? Is that what's happening? I don't know. Or does it just come out like every 2 weeks? No idea. This is saying the consumer sentiment is expected to have improved further in August. Market players are optimistic amid signs of receding U.S. inflation. Um, so that comes out at 9. I say it every month, but Michigan consumer sentiment is not really a market mover. But you'll see price probably spike around it or slow down right before it and then spike around it and then kind of go back to what it was doing. So you probably just want to be flat when that comes out at 9. And maybe 10 minutes before, just not be in anything. So keep that in mind. I've been finding lately that most of my good trades are coming later in the day, 9:30, 10 o'clock, something like that. I'm finding the setups, and that was kind of the same situation last week as well. Kind of letting the market figure out what it wants to do, and then trading in the structure that it builds in the morning session. I've been doing really bad on the open. So I'm probably not going to trade the open today. I know I kind of got some flack yesterday for not taking trades quickly, but I couldn't. I mean, you learn from your mistakes. My mistakes have been trading the first 15 minutes. So I've been finding my better opportunities after the after the market builds structure. Let's look at what our good friends over on some of these financial analysts want to say. Pharmaceutical stocks crater as investors brace for billions in heartburn drug litigation charges because Zantac is about ready to get some litigation. Um, we're looking here. Kind of inflation is still in the news. I'm not really seeing much. Oh, I can just pull this up on the screen so we can all look at this here. I'm not really seeing much going on in terms of news coming out. A little bit of stock future gains. It gained, but the pullback yesterday after it popped up, and it looked like we were heading to the moon. It's fairly aggressive. So what's Europe doing? Europe is not up, but not up crazy. Asia's mixed as well. Look at the Nikkei. Nikkei's up 2.6%. It's pretty good. About X, what's the yen doing? Yen is weakening. Yen is considered a risk-off asset. So sometimes you can see what the yen's doing. But the US dollar is so strong now that you really want to look at the yen against like Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar yen is a good pair to look at for risk on, risk off. Oil, oil's down. Bonds. How's a 10-year looking? Down a little bit. That's big. A lot of people talking about the 10-year yield as well. Sometimes you can look. There was an interesting book, and I can't remember who wrote the book. And I didn't read it all the way through, but I read the highlights of it. And basically how all these markets are correlated. It was funny when it wasn't funny, but when we were at a real pivotal point on, I believe it was, where were we? It was wherever I bought Ethereum around 1,000. Anyways, all the markets were like at a pivotal point. Like the dollar, the DXY was like at lows. I'm sorry, at highs. I was thinking euro, US dollar. The dollar was at all time, like at highs. All this was in this bearish channel, but everything seemed like it was about ready to turn, and everything looked like it was about ready to turn at the same time, which was interesting to me. Anyway, there was a book, and I can't remember the name of it. Somebody else out there might know it, talking about how all the markets are basically correlated with one another, and can see how the shift in market sentiment amongst many different products and industries changes and flows of the same. So like oil, so that's why you look at like oil, you look at oil, you look at the yen, you look at Aussie dollar, you look at gold. You can look at, I don't look at gold that much, to be honest with you. You can sometimes now look at crypto. I found that crypto's now correlating with indices, which is interesting because it used to have an inverse correlation. But that's probably a larger conversation to have. There's an interest. Somebody asked me one time about risk on, risk off assets, and I found an interesting. Or I used to use an interesting site that compared all risk on, risk off, because I used to trade a lot of forex, and I specifically traded the yen because I lived in Asia at the time. And if you ever want to trade the overnight session, I wouldn't trade futures because they're very odd to trade in the overnight. But I used to trade the Tokyo session, and so that's why I pointed out the Nikkei when I saw that over there on CNBC, because I used to follow the Nikkei, which is a Japanese indice, and you were able to trade the yen, Aussie dollar yen, or New Zealand dollar yen, and that correlated really strongly with the Nikkei. But I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's look back at the Nasdaq, which is what we're looking at today. Talk about other markets all day long, but I found my one true love, the Nasdaq. I won't cheat on you, Nasdaq. I'll keep trading you. All right, what we got going? Let's look at this daily. Yesterday was like, I thought we were to the moon, baby. Up through this downtrend line. And look at the candle we formed on it. Incredibly bearish candle coming out as we poke through. I mean, that looks like a bull trap to me, but we are pushing higher. These trend lines, you draw them, and I think I've mentioned this before. This has only got a couple touches on it. This over here could be considered maybe 2 touches or 1 touch. I don't know. It depends how you want to look at it. But they're not exact science. This one down here is way stronger. I said that yesterday. It's got more touches on it. It's got more interactions with it, so it's more valid. This one's up here has only got 2 to 3 touches on it. Even if it had if it had another touch over here, I would think it's more valid. But anyways, we are busting up through it. Yesterday there was a very bearish candle. Price now is moving up again. I don't know if it's gonna have the gas to make this run. I mean, if we break this candle's high, then yeah, it's gone. But I'm gone to the upside. This should hold. This resistance level should hold. If it doesn't, then yeah, it's going to pop open here. And then we're looking at the 200 SMA. We are at this level of resistance. End to work here. This level of resistance, you can see it over here. We're right at that. That's where it came up and hit, and then just bounced off of it. I think even get through this. Then we got here. Are we talking all-time highs on this? I doubt it. I just don't feel like I just don't feel like the economy's got, the sentiment to want to do that. So I'm not super jazzed about it, but when I say like to the moon, I mean like to 14,000. That's what I mean, like to the moon. 14,000, maybe 15,000. Maybe, I think 15,000 would be like to Mars, 14,000 would be the moon, 15,000 would be Mars. I don't think we're talking, 20,000. But I think that's probably a couple years down, probably the next presidential election. But I don't know. Anyways, let's try to find some setups for today. What's going on with this? This is a 4-hour chart. If you want to look at my charts, they're down here. I've got them labeled 4-hour, 240 minutes. That's 4 hours for all you math wizards. Dailies down here, weekly. These are like my higher time frames, so I can just flip between these tabs real quick. Here's the weekly. You can see how we broke out of that. Been looking at a monthly. I haven't looked at a monthly in forever. Anyways, let's look at this daily. Sorry, look at the 4-hour. We are in this bullish uptrend. it's hard to deny that we're not in a bullish uptrend. You don't need a special indicator to tell you which direction we're going. You can just draw silly little trend lines like this, connect the highest points, see that we are in this bullish up channel, which we just drew out. And, will it want to come back down to the bottom of this channel? Would it want to come back down to the back of the band here on the 4-hour? I don't know. The 20 SMA on the 4-hour may hold. Sometimes you can see, does the 4-hour, so this is a 20 period Bollinger Band. The middle line is a 20 period SMA. Sometimes you can, a lot of people ask, what moving average should you use on your charts? And you should use the one that works. And lots of times what you can do is you can see if price is reacting to the moving average that you have up. You can just look historically. Has it reacted to it before? Here, to be fair, not particularly on the 4-hour, a little bit. It's held a little bit. Look at that consolidation right there and the explosion to the upside. That's an interesting pattern. We got we have some reaction to it here, broke through it. Coming down to it a little bit here. I don't know if it's going to want to do an ABCD like this, an A, the A, B, C, and then the D up here. And that's typically how the markets want to go. Or if it's going to do one of these, an ABCD this way. It's hard to gauge if this is really rolling off that 20 period and then we're going to come up to the top of this channel. I think the top of this band, we can see how price had reacted to the top of the band yesterday and the day before. It may want to come to the top of this channel up to 13,800. But again, we have that nasty bearish candle from yesterday. So we need to be mindful of that. We're really trying to find intraday setups. We can look at what happened yesterday. Yesterday we were like coming in the market, super bullish on it. This was the market open yesterday around here. Super bullish on it, came up, popped up, and then look at this rejection candle. In the video I posted yesterday, I took those shorts. Based on this reversal candle here on the hourly, clear rejection, and then just a ton of selling coming through. And now we've got some weaker buying. We've got this low volume node here, which is providing some support. Back of the band, 13,300 looks like a level that's in play. I'm going to mark that out with this red horizontal line. This will show up on all my charts. I can make it a little bigger, I guess. Oh no, I opened up the volume profile. God forbid I open up a weekly volume profile. My whole system will go to a alt. What is this? This is a horizontal. Why is this such weird? Let's make it a little bit bigger so we can see it. So this horizontal level down here, 13,300, low volume node. We want to be aware of it if we're trading. If we see price really start moving down aggressively, I want to know that there's this LVN here on the weekly volume profile. This is a weekly volume profile. If you want what volume profiles I'm using, I've got them labeled up here in the upper left corner. They're either a session volume profile, which means they start generating at 8:30 a.m. Central Time when the market opens, or they're the weekly volume profile. This is the only one I've got a weekly volume profile on. But we've got this low volume node up here. The other thing I'm noticing is we've got point of control right here. Coming in there, another low volume node here. High volume node here, obviously, which is where we're trading in at the moment. Coming up to the top end of that, plus the upper end of the band on the 1 hour. The bands, the 20 period Bollinger Bands on the 1 hour for me are nice to use as support and resistance levels. And as I'm just looking at this, it's like we're coming into a little bit of a range situation. I'm trying to draw some structure after that big sell-off to see where we might find some support. 20 SMA there on the 1 hour. I'm going to mark that bad boy out as well. Looks like a lot of lines, but it's not much. So what we've got here is basically our Bollingers drawn out on the hourly. I think these are going to be significant as the market opens. And we look for a direction. I see a pocket here opening up for it. That if it wanted to come back down, We break this trend line, we break the 20 SMA, we break VWAP, and then this looks like a pocket. It would probably want to move through down to 13,300. The move to the upside would be more difficult just looking at it right here. My eyes are kind of going to the downside a little bit on it. Just based on the selling that came in yesterday, but that could also be, people might be finding these prices attractive down here with the anticipation of us now starting to move up. So probably gonna have to be patient with it. Let's see if some structure builds. Again, we've got a low volume node coming in here, which I'll draw it with my blue bucks, which is right at the top of the channel, which is interesting. I also look for these areas of confluence. And when I say confluence, I mean areas that where we have technical levels on different time frames that come together. The higher the time frame, the more attention I'm going to give that level. For instance, if this was a 1-minute chart and I saw this, I wouldn't give this much. I would use this within the framework of a higher time frame. So let's say that I've got price breaking this trend line. I don't know if I hope this is coming through on your screen, but I can try to maybe work on making these colors more distinct. It's just I kind of like how this is visually good for my eyes, but I could try to make this better for viewers. Anyways, if I see price breaking this, then I'm going to be moving down to my lower time frames to try to find a 1-minute or a 5-minute entry, and the market just opened. Thank you. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm not seeing a rip to the upside, but that's not to say it's not going to happen. I mean, we are green on the day. We're positive delta on the day. Right at the top of the band, though, on the 1 hour. We've got the support coming in down here, which I actually drew out already. So we've got VWAP, we've got this support here. I mean, this is the level down here, right, at VWAP. And the other thing we want to remember is every morning not every morning, the past 3 mornings, we've come down, we've hit VWAP, and we bounced off of it aggressively. So, I talk about stalking your trade. Stalking your trade, trying to find those repeatable patterns that you can exploit. And one of those is hitting VWAP and coming up. So, yeah, that might be. This is an area that I'm interested in. Obviously, I also drew this red line down here, and see what happens with it. Sorry, my phone is blowing up. If you guys wouldn't mind giving this live stream a like, I would appreciate it. All this is completely free. I don't ask for anything except a little bit of a like. Just a click. Just a click. You just gotta take your mouse, move it over there to that thumbs up. Click that thumbs up. Helps me out a ton. It's the only way that YouTube is gonna put this in front of other people. If I get no likes, YouTube's gonna be like, you ain't got nothing. You ain't popular. People don't like you. Come on, people like me. Good morning. I haven't really looked at the chat yet this morning. What's up, Techalette111? Tom, good morning. Vernon, what's up? Hey, Austin, ASW Blaze. Day trading vlog. Happy Friday, traders. Back at you, man. Okay, now we're at VWAP. Sorry, I was saying all my hellos. Now I'm looking at this VWAP level. I see how it's at VWAP, but Delta is just not wanting to come with it. I'm not saying it ain't gonna pop, but now Delta's starting to move up a little. Delta still doesn't seem like she wants to move. Now it's moving. Oh, I missed this. Watching it. I don't know. My trader spidey sense is telling me not to trade the open. I'm like Pavlov's dogs. You know, you get burned by it so much. Nice job. I hope somebody did get some points off that VWAP bounce. Just can't take it. Take it. To be honest with you, some of it is trading on the live stream. It's like if I was by myself and I took a loss on that, I'd be cool with it. Like, okay, take the bounce and then it breaks through. I'd be cool with the $250 loss. But I've just been trading so poorly on the open. What's up, BVS? Major Dave, good morning. Major Dave, you doing any meditation this morning? Right at weekly point of control. Major Dave, you sent me the meditation, the video on the meditation on emptiness, right? We had that conversation. I apologize. I'm almost 99.9% sure that was you that I had that conversation with. Very interesting. I have not meditated this morning, unfortunately. So we'll see how that bodes for me. Down through that trend line, down, now down, coming to the 20 SMA. Nothingness, yeah. Is nothingness and emptiness? What do you think? Is that the same? Do you think that's nothingness and emptiness? I really like the concept of emptiness. Big scalp there. I saw all that delta movement coming through. I don't know, go around. I got delta making new highs, so out of this little trend line down here. I think we want to be careful about calling out signals. I think everybody kind of sees this differently, but I don't think you definitely should not be copying my trades. And one of the reasons I don't on the live stream really call out trades all that much is I don't want anybody really copying it. But I'm just showing you levels that I'm seeing, and you can kind of make your own decisions if you want to take trades or not. And share my screen. If I see like a really like the scalps happen so quick. See how that's pushing up. I'm just looking at delta down here. I got a new nifty tool that I'm using. I got it open. I'm just learning how to use it. Super sweet, and I don't know. I'll probably bring it out next week. I'm still learning about it. It's a lot of level 2 and order flow stuff. I like order flow. I said there's who is it? There's somebody out there that does just like only order. And I've seen traders do it. They use just order flow. Like they don't have a chart, nothing. They just have like footprint charts up, footprint whatever up. Wow, and they trade off of that. I love that Major Dave. That just blew my mind. Ding, 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 Cody. Ding, ding, ding. Oh, okay, Cody. Man, Maybe that's what it is. Maybe everybody's waiting to be number 50. These candles make it look like it wants to go down in the 500 volume, right? These long wicks, but Delta is like still holding strong. Let's say a 500 volume. It's got room. It's moving up. Delta. Ah, it's that one too. You gotta stop trading with so much fear. I don't know. You have a couple bad red days and it really affects you mentally. Yeah, it's popping there. Shit. Shoot. I should have taken that. Didn't. Come on, guys. Let's get some likes on this video. I'm gonna beg for likes. Come on. Yeah, Cody, I am. I'm definitely gonna do something with it, but I just want to make sure I understand it properly and figure out a way to integrate it into like my own trading system. But when I was trading yesterday, if you watch the video from yesterday, you'll notice I said something about it looks like there's a lot of liquidity down at 70. And we bounced right off of 70. I can't remember. Yeah, right over here. Right over here. Right down here. And I was like, there's a lot of liquidity down there. I'm going to get out and I'm done trading, blah, blah, blah. And that's because I could see it. I could see all that on there. I think actually my original take profit on it was like down at 56 and I got out at 70 and I don't think it ever made it down to 56 on my short. So it was helpful, but um, I like to see how some other traders use it, how other people use it, where I really break it out. I'm just being patient here, guys. I've taken one trade. I got 186 bucks in my pocket. Go buy me a pretty nice lunch, I think. Just me. Just go in there, order myself a couple bottles of champagne, the bone-in ribeye. I don't even drink, so probably be just eating a lot of carne. Coming right up to that LVN, this low volume notice, that blue box. I just touched the blue box. So we're up at 11. We're also at the top of this channel. I'm suspicious of it up here, even though this looks just like a bull flag or whatever. 1 minute candle looks very bullish. You can see how we're using, I mean, I drew these lines out in pre-market, guys. You see how it's just popping, or stop popping, just touching, using this level of resistance as support. It may break through it, I think, because I think this LVN is going to be too strong for it. And these look like very bearish candles on 500 volume, these long wicks. It may pop down and then you may get another push to the downside. But this 1 minute candle looks very bullish. But I don't think it's going to have the gas. This looks bearish here. Happening in pre-market. Nice. I don't trade pre-market, man. I used to trade pre-market. I used to be like a 24 or whatever it is, 23.6 futures trader. And man, that was just not good for me mentally. 1 minute looks another bullish candle on the 1 minute. Not good for me mentally. Um, I just, I don't know. It was way over trading, and the losses that you would take on some of the stuff, like during the overnight session, pre-market would affect how then you would trade during like normal session hours, where it's just normal. I can see setups way more clearly. I trade better during normal session hours. I really just trade the best during like, to be honest, like 9 to 10:30. Um, Trading the open is I've gotten burned so many times trading the open. I've had good success. Like when I saw we look in here, um, I should have jumped in on this trade here. One thing you can do on the open that I found to be really successful is when you see consolidation. I think it was in here, this consolidation we saw in the 500 volume. When you started to see delta moving up right here, I should have jumped in on it. That's it's telling the future of where it wants to go. It's a high probability chance that we're going to pop up. On that one, I should have jumped in. I just missed it. I mean, it's just trading fear. I just didn't want to take a loss, you know? So, but those are excellent for me opportunities to take a trade. Just in here, that consolidation coming in here, consolidation. We got a couple bearish signals here, but when you see delta moving up while we're consolidating, it shows me that maybe we wanna pop. Is cumulative delta the same on Bookmap? I don't know. I don't know. I should. I've got it open. I'm pretty unfamiliar with it. I really just got it working yesterday. I need to figure out all the settings and everything. I'm gonna spend some time with it this weekend. Point of control coming in up here. One thing that I am cautious of is adding. I think I said it on the stream a couple days ago. One thing I'm looking to do is take away indicators. Um, primarily for this live for the stream because I think some of this can be confusing to new traders. They see all this stuff going on. They're like, "Oh my God, what is this?" But I don't use all this stuff all the time. Um, I I think you're able to zone out or not pay attention to some things that you know aren't in play. You know, and then you can see setups happening, and when those setups start happening, you know what to look at. Sometimes I've got this William percent range which I use maybe 5% of the time, but sometimes when we're trending, I want to know if we start trending up and I'm trying to get in. um Maybe I'm going to look for an oversold condition into a support area, and then I'll look over at cumulative delta. See, is cumulative delta moving up from that support area, or oversold, or at a support area? Is this a good entry? I'm not saying that's happening now. I'm just saying um, that's one way that I use Williams percent range sometimes, but not often. I use it sometimes. But if I want to glance at it real quick, I like having it up. Here it looks like we're about ready to, I don't know what. Still using the support area or this resistance level of support. We may break through it, but I'm seeing a bunch of liquidity at 415 where we're at right here. Could actually be an interesting buy, but if it eats through it, then we pop. Hitting the 20 SMA in the 1 minute. See what it wants to do at 400. Twenty SMA in the 1 minute. It's got the 20 SMA in the 5 minute down at 93. VWAP down at 980. Pushing. Pushing. I need to have like a trading trading terminology coach. Oh, there is some news in Goron. Thank you, Goron, for saying that. Yep, there's some Michigan consumer sentiment coming out at 10 o'clock. Or, sorry, 10 o'clock. 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern. Hitting VWAP again. Now we're watching Delta. It's hard to pick the bottom of these things, you know? Got point of control coming in there. Delta's looking bearish. Price action looks bullish, but I'm not price action. The 500 volume candles look bullish, but Delta's looking bearish. Delta's starting to move up a little bit. I really don't want to try to pick the bottom of this, you know? You want it to be obvious. You want it to be just obvious what it's doing. Like yesterday, we had that huge, yesterday after the stream, had that huge low volume node coming right into that trend line. You know, that's just obvious. That was like a good trade. Look at Delta breaking lower now. Where do I see Delta? It's down here in the bottom of my chart down here. I should probably label this, I think. Figure out a way to label this. Cumulative Delta. Okay. Hitting the 20 SMA now, the back end of the 20 SMA on the 1 minute. Well, I'm going to take my own advice and stay flat until Michigan consumer sentiment comes out at 10 or at 9. Pushed off a VWAP again. BVS, I've been trading futures since the COVID crash. So I started trading futures in March of 2020, and but I've been trading for the last like 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years now. I don't really know. I started with Forex, which I think a lot of people do. Then I moved to equities, and then I got into futures during COVID because I wanted a leverage product that I could take advantage of. Because you could have been the worst trader in the world and you made money on COVID, the COVID crash. I mean, you just got up every day and hit the sell button and waited it out. And then I got hooked on it. I just liked it. I liked the way it moved. I liked the structure, and particularly coming from Forex. I mean, my God, it just moves so much cleaner. And like the actual chart patterns and trade setups that you learn, like when you do technical, I did a ton of technical analysis stuff. I mean, I took all the normal Forex courses you find on the internet. Um, you know, watched all the technical analysis videos, thought I'd find some magical strategy that somebody uses, some MA crossover out there, you know. Um, and none of it really worked. It works sometimes, but it doesn't work most of the time. Okay, guys, I'm gonna take a coffee break. Then we're gonna come back and watch Michigan consumer sentiment come out at um, 9 a.m. So it's in about 7 minutes. So I'll be back by then. We'll watch Michigan consumer sentiment and then hopefully try to find some setup. This looks a little choppy for me, but that bounce off of VWAP is giving it every time, giving an opportunity every time. So keep that in mind. I will be back in a few minutes. Coffee break. Went right down to this trend line that we had drawn out. Just touched it. Look at how I just touched that trend line. Coming up. Michigan consumer sentiment was good. Printed green, 5.5 or 50, 5.5. 55. That's how you say that number. 55. Jeez. Brain is toast. You see how it touched that 1 hour trend line that we drew out pre-market right there on the 1 hour chart. So I think it went down because inflation. I think this is just what I think. I'm sure CNBC has a preloaded article explaining why the market reacted the way it did. I mean, some of it can just be, quick orders going through. I mean, it's not the overall move, right? It's just a quick spike around that we had talked about that usually happens with Michigan consumer sentiment. But I think, oh, my coffee thing's still up. I think, what's up, Cesarek? I think, I think it means that the economy needs to slow down. So I think, inflation's that if everybody's still out spending a bunch of money, everybody thinks the economy's great, the Fed wants to slow the economy down. They want it to, the inflation is just out of control, right? I don't know if that makes sense. They almost want it to print bad, I think, but I could be wrong on that. I think it's just doing what it's doing. It's not really a market move or Michigan consumer sentiment. I don't know. You see as prices moving up, Delta's not really acting super aggressive. Let's see what it wants to do here. I mean, if I start to see Delta really moving up here at this level of resistance, I think we might pop it. But right now it's looking a little rangy. Sorry, I whistled right into the microphone. My glasses are still on. Man, getting back from this coffee break is really... taking me some time to get back situated here. Is it crazy free go run? I think we're just chopping around. Chop City. I mean, if you look at it though, there is some structure here. We're in this 1 hour up channel, which you can see here on the 1 hour chart, right? It's just this 1 hour up channel. We came down, literally touched the down channel, came up to the top, came down to the channel. My eye is still, this would be an absolute, I think price would drop through this pretty quickly if it wanted to come down. But I don't know if it's going to want to do that. Right now, the thing to do is buy it at the bottom of the channel, sell at the top of the channel. That's how you trade this right now. you know, trying to participate in the middle of the channel, I think is going to be no bueno for you. Or I would trade the break of the downside of the channel, which would be the break of the 20 SMA on the 1 hour. It does have some support at 42, but you know, you could probably maybe wave off that support. It's got some more 35, then it's got the drop down to 300. This is an hourly chart. Looks like it's moving down now. One minute looks bearish. Delta dropping lower. There it goes. I almost took a short on that, and then I reminded myself not to participate in the middle of the channel. My trading plan for today, hitting dingers, or my trading plan like in general, or my trading strategy. Ah. So my trading strategy is basic, just technical analysis. Like I said before, I started trading Forex, and a lot of the stuff that you learn on these Forex courses, I took all free Forex courses, by the way. I didn't pay for anything. You just learn a lot of technical analysis, and I read a couple technical analysis books, which were okay. I read trading psychology book, which was okay. But yeah, it's just a lot of like technical analysis. And then I'm using some order flow tools to confirm these technical analysis levels. So it's just drawing out lines on different time frame charts. And really what I do is I work on higher time frames first, and then I move down to lower time frames for intraday. So I'm trying to see what's going on in the market. So you see a bunch of lines on some of these charts. If I draw any red horizontal line, it's going to show up on all my charts. This actual 4 hour candle looks very bullish now that I'm looking down here. My higher time frames are going to take priority or like seniority, I guess, in my trading decisions. So if I see something setting up on a 4 hour, I'm like, okay, that 4 hour looks really bullish. All right, I want to try to find a bullish setup now on a lower time frame, right? And so I'll just move down to lower time frames and try to find those setups. You know, right here, I think it does look bullish, but as I look at my hourly, I've got this huge low volume node coming in. We're at the top of this channel. Delta's starting to move up here though, so maybe it wants to pop on this. But yeah, I mean, that's basically just technical analysis and then using like order flow tools around key levels that I've identified. If that makes any sense. Risk management, man, risk management is an area I need to work on. Ripping up. I mean, my risk management is just putting your, if I were to go long here, your stop, this is a hard place to go long. Your stop's going to be at like 30, 34, just local support. If you're trying to get long, mostly what I do is just scalp. So I'm just looking for small moves. If I was trading on a 5-minute chart, my stop might have to be down here at 3,400, 13,400, 407. And that means I probably want to size down, just take one contract. I usually trade 2 contracts. So I would size down if I was trading like a larger swingish trade on a higher time frame. We're up in that LVN right here. Yeah, man. Time. Sometimes take a peek sees at the 15-minute, 30-minute. What's going on? See how yesterday's point of control is basically right where today's point of control is. I do have some new order flow thing. I'm still figuring it out. I don't want to show it yet because I don't want to have to try to answer a bunch of questions about it. And I don't really know what to show you other than like the screen. I need to do some educational research on it before I break it out and really start trying to use it. Otherwise, it's just going to be more stuff on the screen, just you don't want. I'm trying to get rid of stuff rather than add stuff, but I think we could still use it as like a reference, and maybe more, but I watch it as I trade to see what's going on. Like right now we're hitting a bunch of liquidity, it looks like, on it, and we'll see what price wants to do, but I see Delta moving up here. Now there's a ton of liquidity at 50. The other thing is, you can always find a reason not to take a trade, right? It's like if you add one more indicator up on your screen, it's just one more thing to tell you not to take a trade. And then you just end up having this paralysis by analysis, too much information coming at you. You end up not taking anything, which can certainly happen. To be a patient little trader. Patient little trader. Oh, what happened? Page up. I hit the delete key and I hit the page up key. Yeah, so I'll just show you guys real quick, whatever. You can see all this liquidity coming in at 13,450, this huge red line. So I'm just watching how price reacted to that. Now we're eating through all this liquidity down here. Might find some support. This red zone are orders on the book. It's lighter up here. May find a bounce at this level. Again, I'm still learning how to use it, so I don't really want to break it out. And I also don't want to give you any false reads on it because I'm not an expert on it. I'm going to need to spend a few days with it and go over some of their educational content to get a better idea of it. But it's certainly interesting, and I knew of it before. It's just I haven't. You don't want to invest too much time in new things. If you've got a strategy that's working for you, you don't want to invest too much time in new things. You want to just kind of really what you want to do is refine your risk management, and that's what I've been working on mostly of is risk management and taking losses better. This thing looks like it wants to come down. I see Delta dropping. Pin on that 5-minute. Somebody just said something about a 5-minute. When I look at the 5-minute right here, well, if you kind of want to know what's going on, you can just draw some trend lines. But if I see, long wicks down here, long wicks, some wicks, it looks choppy. It looks like we're exploring prices and then rejecting those prices, exploring prices, rejecting those prices. but that's just how I see it. You can also just draw trend lines of, this is just on the session. I'm just drawing on the session. We are making higher highs on the session and lower and higher lows. So that would indicate bullish, but we're kind of at the top of session highs. It looks choppy. What's up, 77 Cycle Trader? You should check out 77 Cycle Trader's videos. He's got some good trading. He trades the NQ as well, and he's got some good music that goes with his videos. How do you get that music copyright free? I tried to upload some music one time, and I got like an immediate copyright infringement thing. I don't really like the free music. You just have to like credit the artist in your description. I don't know any of this stuff. Understand what, PD Legend? What are you trying to understand, my man? How can we help? Looks like it wants to go on this 1 minute. Look at that. Just maybe want to go. Oh, copyright. Yeah, I don't know. It's another thing I don't really want to learn, to be honest. I'm not into. Nice, STR. Nice. You just passed it right now. That's awesome. Ah, I gotcha, 77. You can't monetize them. Gotcha. Nice job, STR. Super happy for you, man. That is an accomplishment. So, Kyle, thoughts on the MNQ? I've been trading yes and just trying to get used to the NQ volatility. If you're going to trade the MNQ, you want to have an NQ chart up and just use the MQ chart for your charting. And you can just put your orders through in the MNQ, but you want to use, if you're using cumulative delta and order flow stuff, use the NQ. Eating through a lot of this stuff up here. Eating into this LVN. This is reminding me though of yesterday. Then we had that massive pullback. Yeah, you can also stack micros way easier than minis. Like, you just stack. So you take one, then you add one, then you add one. So you can actually, average into a full-size contract if needed. Yeah, if you trade the micros, you're able to do more swing trading stuff. So you can hitting this trend line on the 1 minute there. I just drew out this trend line on the 1 minute, that supporting trend line. It's not obvious to me yet. I'm always trying to wait for the obvious setup. Right now, we're kind of grinding higher. I think you could probably jump in on it on any little pullback like this, and you might be okay. But I want to see something that just becomes really. I need like an A quality setup here. A plus. Yeah. So I was saying, you can trade micros and endorse some drawdown on it. I don't know what Stream Doc is. Oh, check out Stream Doc. I have buttons programmed to just enter orders and close, etc. Oh, Stream Deck. The broker. Yeah, I've got hotkeys set up. I don't know if that's similar to what you're thinking, what you're using. I know what you mean. You've got like a board. I think El Delgado or Elgato or something like that makes one of those too. But I can just hit Control B, it'll give me a buy order on the ask. I hit Control S, it'll give me a sell order on the bid, and Control Z will close me out of everything at market. So yeah, good job, STR. Enjoy your weekend, man. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy passing your evaluation. You should be super happy. I'm gonna make it rain for you. Let's make it rain before you get off. Where's my rain? Where's my rain? Making it rain for STR. Nice job, STR. Enjoy it, buddy. Have a great weekend. Thanks for always supporting the channel. Thanks for always being so positive. Always want to keep it positive. It's super easy to get negative on this stuff. Being negative is easy. You can always find something to complain about, or what somebody else is doing wrong, or whatever. We're doing it, and I told you so. But it's difficult to be. It's not difficult. It is more difficult to stay positive and to try to frame things within positive, constructive context. There's nothing worse than trading and people telling you or whatever, oh, you should have done this. Oh, you missed this level. You missed that level. There's like a gamillion levels. A gamillion. I could throw up 100 MAs on this chart, and price is gonna start reacting to something. That looks like it's gonna roll over. And you're gonna have some losing trades. That's just the reality of it. You're gonna have some mental mess ups. That's the reality of it. It's how you deal with those. That matters. So if I'm looking to enter long, sometimes the 20 SMA on the 1 minute's decent entry. It's kind of like your first area support. It also corresponds here with the value area high on the session volume profile. This 5 minute looks really bullish. Thanks, STR, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, PD Legend, you're right. You got to go enjoy the weekend. SMA on the order flow delta. Nice. Yeah, if it works for you, use it. Absolutely. See how it reacts to the 20 SMA. Cutting through it a little bit. You want to see how that 1 minute closes. If it pins through the 20 SMA or if it closes below it. Then we're probably looking at a push down to the 20 SMA on the 5-minute. 8 seconds to close. And that's bearish. Bearish. Look at this trend line here on 500 volume. See what it wants to do down here. We are now becoming oversold on the Williams percent range. This bright orange line that I got here is was the 20 SMA on the 1 hour, which is gone now, or not gone, but sorry, the upper band on the 1 hour, which is now shifted. But it's kind of local support here. Bullish candle on the 1 minute, but I think we might come up here and hit 37 and then make another leg down. Actually, I don't know. The band here on the 1 minute pinched up. Let's see what it wants to do with this trend line. Oh, nice, PD Legend. I used to use Interactive Brokers 19 Kai. I don't use it anymore. See Delta moving down here. Taking a scalp on that. That was just a quick rollover. Back down to this trend line. So on that one, it was just price moving down, pullback, bearish candle, bearish delta, and that's just easy. That's just an easy scalp. Should have held it down to the lows, though. I could have taken a few more points on it. I really don't want to have a red day on a Friday. It's no fun. I appreciate the 50 likes. Cody, were you number 50 or are you snoozing over there? This is a setup that I sometimes like. We're at a value area high though. I would love it if this was down in the value area. I'd probably be jumping all over this, but yeah. I'm moving this down to the 20 SMA on the 5-minute. 420 support. Yeah, we got this trend line here on the 500 volume. You can see we're in this up channel. Excuse me. Up channel here. I think if this breaks, we're going to want to pop back down to VWAP. VWAP. Tomato. 30-minute candle just closed. Let's look at her. How's that 30-minute looking? What do you guys think? Bullish, bearish, neutral? I don't know. 15-minute. Pin through the up. I don't know. Choppy. Looks choppy. That looks bullish, but not very convincing, I would say. Right? Bear time. I like the idea of taking this long. If you broke this resistance level, take the long back up. My only thing is we're at this value very high. I see Delta moving up though. It's a little bit of a risky trade. This is a solid B trade. Solid B. Are we looking for B's? Or are we looking for A? Looks like it wants to pop. "20 seconds on this 1 minute. I think if it comes down though, it's going to come down hard. I'm glad I didn't take that B setup. That's a B setup. I know it's a B setup. We're up too high for me. Some of you guys are like, just take a trade already, Bear. I've taken two. I'm up $300. 300 something bucks. I'm being selective. I know when my trades are there when they're not. I think you only get room up to 50 on this thing before it wants to come back down. Yeah, this 5-minute may close. Oh, that's a very bullish candle on the 1 minute. You know what? I'm getting too microscopic on it. Looking at this thing. Where do you put your stop if you get on here? 28? Oh, I think I may go stand and stretch, Kyle. That sounds so nice to get up and like go walk around for a minute. What time is it? 9:30? Oh my God. Way past my break time. You'd be stopped out on that trade. Again, I think you're just up too high in the value in the volume profile. This looks just like some ugly sideways action. Over here on the 1 minute. Ugly. Bullish candle there. Bearish candle. Choppy, 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 chop, chop, chop. All right, guys. I'm going to go stretch my legs. I'm going to grab some coffee. Take another coffee break here. See what it wants to do. Be right back. Oh boy, look at us now. Look at us now. Back, boys. Looking bearish down to the downside. Looking bearish. Maybe we're gonna fall. Yeah, the bear stares right at you, stares at your soul, lets you know everything that you've done poorly in life. Bad of a trader you are. It's judging you. The bear is judging you when I walk away. Took a short there, guys. Took a short, sat down. I went to get my coffee and I was like, there's so many setups that you missed. I was thinking about when I was pouring my coffee. I was like, why are you just not taking some of these? You wanna know why? Because I'm afraid of going red. You know what that means? It means, well, it should mean that you should stop trading, but it means I gotta get over this silly fear of having a bad day. Who cares? What's the worst that can happen? Just lose tens of thousands of dollars. Not if you practice good risk management, Bear. That's what you're saying. My reply to you would be, have you ever seen me trade? Sometimes I, that's right, just toughen up, Francis. Uh, Sometimes I lose my mind a little bit if you ever see me trade, particularly some of my first videos. I would move that stop. I would move that stop out of the way, and then some more out of the way, and then some more out of the way. And that was always a recipe for disaster. I was thinking when I was getting coffee, I was like, you should just go short on it because it's up at value area high. It's not doing, the risk reward is to the downside because we're up at this value area high thing. I don't think it's gonna rip. At least it doesn't look like it wants to. I don't know, maybe. But you get in up here at the value area high. Your stop loss is up here at 51 or 52, and your take profits down at 400. But of course, I just took this little scalp as a pop lower. Humming to myself. What time is it? 9:45. About. On which chart, Craig? Which chart are you looking at? Off of VWAP again, guys. Bouncing off of VWAP again. My God. The 1 minute. So this is, for me, this is a bullish candle. You can call it like a dragon. Sometimes they call it like a dragonfly or something else. If it was a red candle, I think it would be a bearish candle. It's like hammering out the price. But sometimes this can also indicate you're hammering out the price like to the downside. This looks like a very bearish candle on the 1 minute. But I see Delta moving up. Got a pretty bad entry on that, I suspect. I'm out. I lost my chart. Took a long there. I thought we were gonna pop. Then took my stop. Or I just exited it actually. Oh, I mishit my key. That's what happens. I'm thinking maybe we move down to 76 here. Got value rate low. Back to where I started. 600 bucks. 599. I should probably call it a day on that. Still watching it here. Looking bearish, huh? For right now, we're still in the sub channel on the 1 hour. Well, I think my brain's about toast here. I think I need to take a extended break. Thinking about jumping in a short down to 76, but I don't feel like I'm there anymore. So I'm gonna jump off this thing, guys. I'm gonna go walk around for a little bit. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll be back on Tuesday. I will not be trading on Monday. I'll be back on Tuesday next week. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And I'm gonna check you guys back here hopefully Tuesday. If you want to give this thing a like before I jump off, if you haven't done it yet, you like the video, I'd really appreciate it. All this stuff's completely free. We've also got a Discord that you guys can check out. That's completely free. All this stuff is completely free. We're just trying to build a trading community. That's it. Get on here. It's ooh, look at point of control coming in there. Interesting to see what price does at that point of control. Anyways, I'm gonna jump off this thing. I'm going to see you guys. Thank you, hitting dingers. Like the effing page, guys. Come on, it's free. All right. Check us out next week. We've got this new tool that we'll be breaking out probably next week. Here it is over here. If you want to see this thing moving around, I gotta figure out some good ways that I can actually share it with you and not sound like an idiot when I'm talking about it. And I might have one more surprise for you as well. I think I found a new online prop firm that actually looks legit. Not that none of them aren't legit, but this one's trying to do it like a real prop firm does. If you were to actually go and try to work for a prop firm, like in an office somewhere, they've got a different kind of outlook on it, and I might share that with you guys next week as well. I'm going to reach out to them and see what we can do. Anyways, so all that stuff's coming up next week. So please give the channel a like, a subscribe. You guys have a great weekend. Remember, don't spend all your time on the charts. Get out there, enjoy the day. We trade so that we are not stuck behind a computer all day. We can go do other things, and I'm going to go try to do that right now. All right, guys, take it easy. Bye.